Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today's part 2 of my fitness database series. So if you didn't watch part 1, go watch that so you know what this is all about. And let's go. Now, in a lot of my databases and a lot of my series, you hear me say that it's best to sit down and start, plan all your tables out and all that stuff. Well, one of the benefits of having been doing this for several months now in Excel is that I've got a lot of it already prototyped out in Excel, exactly what I need. Like I'm going to need a food table, right, to track all my food items and their macros, calories, protein, carbs, whatever. So that's one table, right? I'm going to need another table to track my meals, right? Meals are going to be groups of food items. So, for example, I got a meal there. What you see there is one meal. Let me put this in the foreground here so you can see this better. Oh, come here. Right click, bring to front. Right? So one meal here is going to be 1 can of fish, 1 cup of rice, 1 bag of frozen mixed vegetables. Put those together, and that becomes a meal, which you can give a name to, right? Fish, rice, and veggies, or whatever you want to call it. And it'll be 620 calories. And then we can put the meals into a meal plan. All right, see, here's one of my meal plans. I have different meal plans for different days of whatever I'm doing that day. Like here's my cardio day plan, right? Breakfast, a snack, lunch, 2 cardio sessions. Yeah, my butt can't handle 30 straight minutes on the bike, even with a padded seat. So I break it up into 15-minute breaks before and after dinner. As I get lighter and my backside gets more in shape, I'll be able to do longer on the bike. But here you go. So here's dinner, for example, right? And that's a meal that will build a little table to track that. And then you take the meals and you put them in your meal plan. And again, doesn't matter if you're dealing with food or computer parts. It's all the same stuff, all the same techniques. And then what I like to do is, and we're going to also build this, I like to have a daily worksheet. So as I have, you can either set it up in advance or I kind of put this, put things in here as I'm doing them, right? Breakfast is pretty much standard, right? A snack, I need that midday snack. Then I got lunch. I haven't gotten to this point yet, so in the database, we'll have maybe little check boxes over here. So have you done this yet? Right? My bedtime snack's always pretty much the same thing, but now I know I got a big, question mark here for dinner, and I know I've got about 500 calories to work with. That's not that much, but it's enough, right? So that'll be our worksheet, our daily worksheet. And then when we're done for the day, you hit a button on the bottom and it logs it, so you can track all your stuff in the past. And then when you're wondering why you haven't lost any weight, you can look at your log and you can see, well, you've been in a calorie surplus for the past 2 months. You got to cut out that extra can of rice. I don't know, whatever. And sometimes what I do is I actually have it so that, okay, if I've gone over, if I go like 200 calories over, I calculate, all right, that means I need to spend an extra 20 more minutes on the bike at the end of the day. So there's all kinds of tricks you can play, but we're focused on the fundamentals. Another thing we're going to work on, we're going to do the food part first, then we're going to work on the workout stuff. All right, we'll have different exercises. You can track your max weight that you're using, right? And like I said, I currently track my workouts on a whiteboard, and that's one of the reasons I want to build a database to track this in, because it's very chaotic. But you can see here that, here's my original setup, and then I've got what I did the last time. So we'll do the same thing when we get into the fitness or the workout part of it. You could set up exercises, then you could set up an exercise plan, which would kind of be like meals, right? Group them together, because you might have a leg day. You might have, don't skip leg day, bro. You're right. You might have a push-pull day or whatever splits you're doing. Right now, I find for losing weight, the best thing is to do 3 full-body workouts 3 times a week, alternating with cardio days. But when I'm in a building mode, like if I want to gain muscle and add weight, then I go into a push a day, a pull day, a leg day, and then a core day. So whatever your goals are, this will work. You set up your exercise plan, and then again, you'll copy that into your daily, your daily worksheet, which you then can track. What do you have to do today? What are your max weight with the reps that you're doing and all that stuff. And eventually, I'd like to put this on my phone or on a tablet or on a flat screen in my garage, so I don't have to use this big whiteboard for everything. This guy, right? As you can see, it's nuts. It works, but it's crazy. Now, like I said before, I am going to try to call out prerequisites and stuff as we're going. I haven't built anything yet, so we're going to be building it together. I'm going to start off by using my Tech Help free template as the initial template for this database, because it's got a lot of the stuff in it that I already want to use. It's got like my continuous and single forms. It's got a main menu built, although we're going to gut a lot of the stuff out of here. If you're new to my channel and you want to learn how I built that database, start here with the blank template. There's a couple different videos that it goes through. Follow along with the videos, and it will explain everything up to that point. Okay? All right, so we really don't need any of the tables in this database. So I'm going to delete those because we're not going to be working with contacts, customers, any of that stuff. Delete. And we don't need any of these queries. Goodbye. And I'm going to keep these two because those are my my blanks, basically. We don't need this one, this one, this one, this one. Keep the main menu. Keep the not trusted. Get rid of the order stuff here. Get rid of these reports. And keep all that stuff down there. So when you're done, you should have left this stuff. And in case you don't know, this not trusted form. So when the database opens, it runs this open main, or the auto exec. Okay, and the auto exec checks to make sure that your database is in a trusted folder. If not, it pops this thing up, if you haven't seen this yet. And this is because I'd get 1 million people that would follow my videos and download it and be like, it's not opening on my system. So now I program it so that if you download this template, it'll open this up that says, oh, you're not running the database in a trusted location. So that saves me a lot of emails. Now, as I said before, I think the best place to start is our food items table. Right now, the only things I really care about to track are calories and protein, but I'm going to add some of the other macros as well. Not all of them, just some of them. Because I know some of you care about carbs and some of you care about fat and all that stuff. Obviously, this is a teaching database, so you can customize it whatever you want. You want to track cholesterol, then that's up to you. Track that. If you got high cholesterol, great. I'm not going to put everything in the database, but a lot of it. Let's take this guy, for example. I can't believe I discovered this. This is this is my favorite cereal of all time. It's wonderful. It's high in protein, low in sugar. And here's what it's got. I got 10 grams of protein, 130 calories. That's pretty good. 14 grams of carbohydrates. I care about sugar. I try not to eat stuff with added sugar. We'll track fat. I don't buy stuff with trans fat, so I'm not going to bother tracking that. Cholesterol, I don't care about. Sodium, I don't care about. So you can add whatever fields you want. I'm going to add the ones that I care about. And no, I'm not trying to sell the cereal, but you've got to try it if you like this kind of thing. I'll put a link down below. Trust me. And yes, I did use my Amazon affiliate link. So buy some cereal and I'll get 2 cents. But let's create a table now. Create table design. And this will be just our food T. So food ID, our auto number, a description. And oop, someone's beaming in. Now, I like to put the serving size in the description. I'm not going to play games with the math. So, for example, this is, the serving size is half a cup. Half a cup is not enough cereal for anybody, by the way. So, for me, it's 1 cup. So, I will put in my description 1 cup, and then I'll just double all the stuff in here because I would never eat half a cup of cereal. That's just not enough. So next up, I would track calories. That's going to be a long integer. I mean, we're not tracking fractions of a calorie here. So I will track fat. I track total fat sometimes. Cholesterol, I don't care about. Sodium, I don't care about. We'll track total carbohydrates. You can spell out carbohydrates if you want to. I'm just going to keep it in here as carb. I do like to make sure sometimes I'm getting enough fiber, so I will track fiber. And I do like to track total sugar number and added sugar. Those are sometimes some things, like if I'm looking to, for a treat, for example, sometimes I'll say, okay, which one of these has the least amount of added sugar? And then, of course, there's the big boy, protein. That's my most important number for me next to calories. Okay. Most tables are going to have notes of some kind. That'll be long text. I'm going to actually put a URL in here, which will be where I buy it. Because when I'm running low on it, I might sometimes just want to click on the URL. And this, for example, I buy on Amazon. So I'll just take me right there. And like I said, time goes on. We're going to probably come up with some additional stuff. So that's good for now. I'm going to save this. This will be my food T, my food table. And let's put a couple items in here. All right, let's make this a little bit bigger. We got description. We got cereal, Catalina Crunch, blueberry muffin, technically. But all right, so I'm going to put in here the serving size in my description. All right, 1 cup. I don't want to have to keep all that separate math, but I'm going to have to double all the calories on the label. So it's going to be 260 calories. Fat was 5, so it's going to be 10. Carbohydrates is going to be 28. Fiber is going to be 14. Total sugars is 2, and added sugars is still 0. Protein is 10, so it's going to be 20. Notes, and then the URL, I'm going to put that Amazon URL that I gave you a minute ago in the notes. There's that, and that's our first product. And we're going to have it later, too, where when we're setting up our meal plans, we'll have a quantity in there. So if you're going to have a cup and a half or 2 cups, you could put in 1.5, right? I just find it's easier to actually put the amount that I really consume in the food table instead of having to do math all the time. All right, so we can add a few more items in here. And you know where's a good source to get your calorie information, data, stuff like that? Here's ChatGPT, right? I said, can you please give me the food macros for a banana? Calories, fat, carb, blah, blah, blah. And here it is. And if you want to not have to type all that in, prompt it differently. I said, can you please format that as, here's my list of fields, right? In a format that I can easily copy and paste into Microsoft Access, tab separated. Okay, hit the copy button here. That's going to copy it to your clipboard. Then come up here. Now, on a new record, here's the trick. You got to come and get this highlighted. See that little plus there? You got to select these fields, exactly the same number of fields that you copied to your clipboard, and then hit paste. Look at that. And it pastes them all in there. See? And I'm just going to put in here. I don't need all that. I'm just going to say banana 1 medium. That's fine. All right, and there's all your stuff. And that's one way you can get it from ChatGPT. And yes, this is food item 3 because I goofed with my first paste. But the auto number doesn't matter. Remember, auto numbers are not for you. You should not care about them. And then I'll say, can you give me same data for a tangerine? Same format. Let's see what we get. Of course, here's the data. Blah, blah, blah. No, I get the small tangerines. I get the little guys. I get the little guys. The little, the halos are they called, right? Yeah. That looks a little better. Okay. All right. Copy. All right. Come back up here. Get the plus like so and paste. And there we go. Tangerine small. Okay. Let's make a single form for this guy. Real easy. I'll take my single form, this guy here, copy and paste. This will be my food F. Open her up. Right click, design. I like green for food, so let's make this thing green. Let's go light green like that. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Form design, add existing fields. Oh, we didn't bind it yet. Whenever you see this show all tables right there, that's how you know that you didn't bind your form. And beginners will click on this and then come in here and start doing this stuff, but you haven't bound your form yet. So don't do that. All right, come in here, bind your form first, right? Record source is going to be food T. It's the only table in the database right now. All right, caption food. Now we can add existing. There we go. Okay, click, and then we'll click and drag, drop them all over here. Now, whether or not you want to include the ID on here, that's up to you. You don't really need to. 9 times out of 10, the only reason I include the ID is because I'm trying to teach beginners to, recognize that what that is and what it's for. And I like to have them see it to become used to it. But you don't really need it on most forms. So I think we're going to delete it. Let's get rid of it. We don't need it. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I keep this guy around just for some formatting, but we don't really need that too. All right, let's slide everybody up. Now, description is going to go up here. Let's make that black so we can actually see it. Standard colors, of course. All right, we'll bring you over like this. Description can be pretty big. And then underneath, we got our calories. Let's put this here. Come on. It's up to you if you want to like angle it in a little bit, or like you could put the macros underneath it a little bit like that. I'm just going to take a second and rearrange this stuff. Nothing fancy. Just don't want to have to make you sit here watching me move fields around. All right, there we go. Moved everything around a little bit. In fact, I'm going to squeeze these in a little bit more. Hang on. There we go. Perfect. All right, I got calories, protein, fat, carb. Got the carb things underneath carb kind of dented in a little bit here. Set notes to my yellow. That's my favorite thing to do, with a little shadow around the back. And all of this I covered, by the way, in my Tech Help Free Template Beginner video. So if you don't know how to do anything I just did, go watch that video series. All right, let's save it. Food F, close it down, open it back up again. Looks good. You know, I think normally I don't like having numbers left or right justified, but I think this time, since that's how all the labels kind of are, maybe I'll do that instead. All right, what do you think? I don't know. I'll probably change it again 5 more times before we're done. But anyways, it looks like it's working. There we go. Go through the next one, the next one. Okay, all right. I like it. All right, now here comes a tiny little bit of VBA. You want to go to this? I don't like using hyperlink fields in my databases. There's an actual hyperlink data type you can use. I strongly dislike it. This guy here, where is it? That. Don't use it. I got a whole video on why you should not use it. This video, go watch this. I'll explain why. But what we are going to do instead is make our own little way to follow this hyperlink. Now, this is where a teeny tiny splash of VBA comes in. So if you don't know VBA and you want to learn, go watch this. It'll teach you everything you need to know to get started in about 20 minutes, and then come back and follow along. If you don't care about the VBA portion, you can stop watching right now, because I'm just going to show you how to make it so you can click on that link and it will open up the URL for you. And if not, well, you can just copy this and put it in your browser, right? I'm going to make a little button, though. So let's go to Design View. I'm going to leave a little extra room there for a button. Okay, grab a command button. I'm going to drop it right there. Cancel the wizard. And instead of command 15, first let's give it a name. So open URL button, or whatever you want to call it. Let's put a picture on it. I like the little globe picture. Where is it? ... Was it called globe or world? Let me see if I can find it here. Yep, it was world, and it was one of the two of them. All right, that's kind of like the universal go to the web symbol button. Resize that. Okay, now this guy, when I click on this, I want to go to this URL. So we're going to right click, build event. That'll open up your code builder. Whoop, mine came up really large here. Let me resize it so it fits. There we go. Real easy. Ready? Follow hyperlink URL. You're done. See how easy that is? You just got to know one command. Follow hyperlink. And then it'll open up your web browser to whatever is in the URL field. See how that's VBA. It's nice and simple. Right? Debug, compile. You just got to learn a handful of commands and you can do some really cool stuff. All right. So save it. Close it. Close it. Oh, we got to fix our buttons here too. We'll get to that. Food form, ready, click, and it opened up in my browser. And yeah, I've bought it a couple times, as you can see. I've actually bought it more than that because I bought it locally in a store a couple times too. I found it actually cheaper on Amazon. Okay, so that's the follow hyperlink button. Let's update our main menu. Let's call this the fitness database, but don't change the label here on the form, because if you do, I've talked about this in a couple of the videos too. Watch what happens. It resizes that label. I hate that. Access team, fix that. Don't resize the label when they change it. I'm going to undo, open up. I'm going to go over to the caption right here and call this the fitness DB, let's call it. Okay. Now, all these buttons here are linked to all kinds of other code. We can get rid of this. We're going to keep the status box here. If you haven't watched my status box video, go watch that because we are going to use this. I'll put a link to that down below too. It's just this guy that I used to display messages in here instead of popping up message boxes all the time. All right, but we can get rid of that. We can get rid of all of these. We can get rid of all the code behind this form. So I have a button right here that I put on my quick launch toolbar called View Code. That brings you into the code for just that button. But you can find it by just right-clicking on any of these buttons and going to Build Event. It'll bring you into the same spot. We don't need any of this stuff, so you can get rid of all of that. Keep the stuff up top, though. Keep the option explicit and the option compare database. I got separate videos that explain what those do. Google them or look them up on my site. And of course, leave my copyright notice. Don't touch that. It needs to be updated, though. It's 2025. And this is the, let's say, this is the fitness database. Copyright, whatever. Okay. Anyways, now we can actually change this button. So the first thing we're going to change is the name. This will be the food button. Food. Right? Or let's make it say food items. And then right-click, build event, do command dot open form, food F, and that's all you need. That's it. See? So simple. Who needs those wizards? All you got to remember is a couple commands. Close it, open it. Again, I have a button up here on my quick launch toolbar that runs that open main menu macro, which is this guy. And all this does is open the main menu. But in order to put it up here on the quick launch toolbar, it has to be a macro. Why? That's just how they did it. Access team fixed that too. I want to be able to put calls to subroutines up here. All right. There's my fitness DB. Oh, we got to change the caption here too. Food items. There we go. We're going to make a list of food list items and stuff like that too. We got so much coming. There's so much more to do. Let's update this guy's caption. We'll make this the food database, or not food database, fitness database. I'm into fitness. Fitness whole pizza in my mouth. I don't know where that came from. Version, we're going to go version 0.1 beta. Put the beta there. There we go. Or it's actually technically alpha. It's still in development, but we'll call it beta. Save it. Close it. Oh, we got to change this too. The Tech Up Free template. Let's go to File, Options, Current Database, and then we'll put right here, we'll put Fitness, and someone's beaming in again. Fitness Database. All right, that's all we need for now. Hit OK. And I don't usually put version numbers up here. I put them on the main menu. It gets too much to update them in both spots. I just wanted this in one place so I know what the version is. Okay. All right. So we're off to a start. It's, we're getting there. All right. Now we're going to start right off today with an extended cut for the members. I'm going to show you how to put a button on your food form to go out to OpenAI using the API and then get those macros so you don't even have to copy and paste them from ChatGPT. It's going to happen right in your database. So we'll talk about that in the extended cut. Silver members and up get access to all the extended cut videos. Not just this one. There's hundreds of them by now. So join today and get lots of extra cool stuff and free classes and my eternal gratitude. All right, so that's going to do it for part 2. That's your tech help video for today. What's up next? I don't know. I'm doing this as we go. I'm making it up as we go along. We're going to have fun. I don't know what's coming in part 3. We'll see tomorrow. So that's it. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow for part 3. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. And make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Do you need help with your Microsoft Access project? Whether you need a tutor, a consultant, or a developer to build something for you, check out my Access Developer Network. It's a directory I put together personally of Access experts who can help with your project. Visit my website to learn more. Any links or other resources that I mentioned in the video can be found in the description text below the video. Just click on that Show More link right there. YouTube's pretty good about hiding that, but it's there. Just look for it. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, tables, all that stuff. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. That's it. And it's free for members of my YouTube channel at any level. Speaking of memberships, if you're interested in joining my channel, you get all kinds of awesome perks. Silver members get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, and there's hundreds of them by now. They also get one free beginner class each month, and yes, those are for my full courses. Gold members get the previous perks plus access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos. Plus you get access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions and all kinds of source code that I use. And gold members get one free expert class every month after completing the beginner series. Platinum members get all of the previous perks, plus they get all of my beginner courses, all of them from every subject, and you get one free advanced or developer class every month after finishing the expert series. And you can become a diamond sponsor and have your name listed on the sponsor page on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.